Hey, what's going on? This is Dylan with Dylan Talks Tone, and I'm here in Denver, Colorado. Today, so I'm shooting the intro to this video after day one, but I didn't really know how the whole thing was going to go because until I got there and kind of saw what the format of everything was. And so here's what this video is going to do, and hopefully throughout this week I'm going to try to upload one every day. So what this is somebody shows up at Texas Toast Guitars. Either they have a piece of wood sent there or with a block of wood under their arm, and they're like, I'm gonna make a guitar body, I want to learn how to do it. These people have never used a pin router. These people have never used a planer. They've never used any of this stuff. And so Matt is gonna go through each of the pieces of equipment, train the guys on them, maybe take the first pass and show them how it's done, and then let them cut their own guitar body out from scratch. I think this is so cool. So what I'm going to try to do throughout the week is follow, maybe each day follow one or two of the guys, and so you can see, well, first of all for them, so that they have like memory of this, because it's really cool actually. They'll be able to show their family and friends like this YouTube video of them building a guitar body. I think this could be really cool. So I want to do that for them, and then also for you, because I want you to be able to see the process that will go into some of the different guitar body shapes. So I'm going to do my best, and I might miss some steps on some of them because it's kind of crazy. I want to show you guys so you can see how the pin router works, how the shaper works, how the copy carver works. Super cool stuff, man. And so I want you to be able to see it. And then also at the end of this video, I have the introduction, and this is a project that we're going to follow throughout the week, probably at the end of each of these videos, the introduction to the guitar project that I am working on. Now, this is one that I've kind of come into. They started it, but I think you're going to dig it. I think it's going to be cool. Check it out.
Move it a little to the Zumba.
It's funny, they have the same soundtrack every day, you guys, so I don't know where they are in the workout, but as soon as you hear the boogies, you're on the downhill side. So what we've got to do is, looks like we've got to take a little bit more off of this, because if we glue it here, see how we don't have a nice jointed edge. So let's send this through one more pass.
Okay.
And then we'll take and cut a little section off here and fold it over and glue it down, and we'll be jam up.
All right.
Okay?
Yeah, right on.
Let's do it. So the shaper is not unlike a regular router that has a bearing. This has what's called a rub collar. It's just a great big bearing, and it follows the template, and all these little cutters will impart the cut onto the wood. What can happen is, if this guy is up like this, it'll want to throw it down, it'll want to throw it out. Getting it started is the trickiest bit, but it will remove a ton of material really, really fast. It's a belt-driven system. We have ours set to spin at 10,000 RPM, so it's half or even less than a regular router on a router table. But it's just got so much power and so much authority that well, you'll see. right, so this is my beloved pin router. Can't really believe I'm letting you touch it, but yeah. Okay, so as we talked about, the cutter has the same center as the pin that's located here in the under the table. One of the neat things about the pin router is the pin can be raised and lowered, so you can have different things on your template do different stuff. Since all we're doing on this one is the neck pocket, it's basically ready to go. Okay. So you can dig what it looks like. The pin actually follows the template and stops it from going any further than, see what I mean?
Sure.
So a lot of people, when I do this, they're like, wow, how are you doing that? Is it all freehand? Well, no, it's really a cool machine that does something really, really neat. Cool, you want to try it?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to come down one turn.
So how do you know how deep to make a neck
We're going to
pocket?
go 1 inch, so we got a ways to go, but
Okay.
yeah. Okay, start over here, push it in. Let's let it spool down. I think we should be pretty much dead on, which we are. This has a bearing on it, and it's going to ride on this. You're taking a fairly decent chunk of material off.
much smarter,
Okay.
right?
Remember, the blade spins this one counterclockwise because it's going the other way as opposed to the pin router, which
Yep.
the bit's pointing down.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna send the piece through this direction, not this direction.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay, so we're just going to go around. This bearing is going to ride on the edge here, and the cutter is going to impart
Do the work.
the cut.
Okay.
Okay, like I said, when you go all the way around, when you get to here,
Yeah. So we're
don't let it fall into the neck pocket. All of the stuff that we did today will be wrecked.
So
No pressure.
Okay,
Okay.
No pressure.
None at all.
and there's a lot of people watching you, and you're
I know.
being filmed.
This is really stressful.
Yeah, I know. Got it? Yep. All right. Grab here so it helps you pull, okay? The body that we're going to use as our template, that one,
Okay.
and we're going to follow it with a stylus, and then we're going to impart the carve from that to yours with a cutter. What we'll actually do is we'll move this piece that just has a soft plastic tip on it. We'll lock it in place so we can't move it fore and aft, just side to we can't move it back and forth. We can just move it back and forth, whatever. We can only move it in this orientation, okay? And then we'll release, scooch it over a little bit, and follow that carve just like that. See what I'm saying?
In other words, a human CNC.
That's right. So yeah, this is what they used to use back in the day before. Well, it's one of the ways that they would have done it back in the day before CNC. Hey, man. Okay, so today Derek showed up with a chunk of mahogany from Dan at Guitar Wood Experts, and it was easy, right? You called Dan and said, "Hey Dan, I need some mahogany." Oh yeah, it looked a lot like this.
Yeah.
So he turned basically this into this. So what did we do? We had to actually cut a chunk off and glue it on, so you could make the Mosrite shape,
Yeah.
and then we thicknessed the body to 1.5. We cut out the body, we cut out the neck pocket, we cut out the pickup routes and the control cavity, and then you used the copy carver.
I did.
And did the whole German carve thing.
Yeah,
using
which was-
one of our Mosrites as a guide.
Super cool.
So how much of it did I do for you? Hardly any.
Yeah.
You got to do it all.
I
right?
did. It was awesome. Highly recommend it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what's the next thing that we're gonna do?
Well, you're going to build me a neck,
Okay.
and then I guess we'll schedule something for me to come in, and you can teach me how to finish it.
Yeah.
I'm going to put some Dylan P90 pickups in this.
Okay.
And Dylan is actually behind the camera.
Yeah. He's in front of the camera now.
Yes, and he's shown me what he thought would be cool in here and what he can do to make it match whatever color, and that's the direction we're going.
Excellent. Let's get a picture with you and Derek and me for Instagram.
Okay, so Matt, tell me the story of the Les Ply.
Okay. This is a guitar that I've wanted to make for a long, long time because a friend of mine growing up in Texas, his dad was an artist and his father's name was Lightnin' McDuff. Yes, that was a real guy. And he sold dope and made crazy sculptures and stuff. And one of the ones that he made was this great big crescent moon out of plywood because he liked the aesthetic of, industrial materials, but used in an artsy kind of way. So I've always wanted to do this because most plywood guitars, the plies are oriented 90 degrees different, but I think that plywood looks cool. So I decided, why don't we make a plywood guitar, neck and everything. The only thing that's not plywood is the fretboard, so we're probably cheating according to some people on YouTube. Let the YouTube haters hate. And so it's a carved top, plywood Les Paul. This is the finest stuff that they had at Home Depot. It's exterior grade CDX plywood, and as you can see, there's voids all through it, and we fill them with stuff. Some of it is black epoxy, and some of it is wood filler, and some of it is glue, and then we sealed it up, and so this is something that I thought would be fun to make, and I kind of lost interest in it, but then you came and you said, well, what about that one? Can I put that one together?
Yeah, so as we were just joking about off camera, I'm a tonewood snob.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that on my channel, that I'm a tonewood snob, not. So the Les Ply is going to be fun because we're going to make a real guitar out of it.
Oh yeah.
This is not a joke. This is going to be.
It was always intended to be an actual instrument. It's just I got busy with actual paying customers. I couldn't really. Yeah.
Right. So now we're going to put a proper finish on it, as proper as this finish can be. Leaving some.
We want it to look like plywood. Yeah.
Yes. It is going to get real pickups, real wiring, push pulls, the whole deal.
Ooh.
It's going to get Tone Pros and hip shot hardware.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be proper.
Okay.
So this is really.
It's got proper binding. It's even got the little binding nubs, just like a real Gibson has. Did you notice that?
I did. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. So this is going to be a fun project.
This also has a 25.5-inch scale neck. Which, just because, you know why? Because we can.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And because it's a Les Ply.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. So, this guitar was something that I've been wanting to do for a while, and it's always been a fun thing, and I sometimes I get busy and I get distracted, and my tiny brain goes, ooh, shiny, and that's kind of what happened here. So I'm glad that you're picking up the torch and running with it.
I think it's going to be the perfect melding of ideas, and YouTube's going to hate it, which makes me really want to do it. So that's really why we're doing it.
Cool.
So the Les Ply. Well, first of all, how about that Mosrite? Super cool, huh? Sorry about the wind. It's really windy. It's Denver. There's nothing I can do about it. Holy smokes, man. Super cool. Cut out a Mosrite from a block of wood in a day. The possibilities of this stuff is so cool. What I think is really neat too is if you don't want to do that yourself, or you don't have the means to come here and do it yourself, or the circumstances, just call Matt and he'll do it. Everything is possible there. It's so cool. And how about the Les Ply? So this is it's funny because this is a guitar that I've always wanted to build too. This is a project I came into. I was gonna do more of the work. I expected to do more of the work, but Chris was like, I'm excited about it again. So he like took over. So basically I'm just gonna handle the electronics of the thing. So let's just be honest about that. I'm actually not building anything. I'll probably do some assembly on it, put the electronics in it. We'll get this guitar playing by the end of the week. So that by the end of the week, if you follow these videos, you're gonna follow an individual guitar project, hopefully every day, and then a little bit at the end of these videos to do with this whole Les Ply project. And we'll play it by the end of the week. I think it's gonna be awesome. And stay tuned because I wanna do something special with this guitar. I know we've been giving a bunch of them away, but I wanna do something special with this guitar. We'll see you tomorrow.